Hello, everyone. Usually Yuri with you today. And if you ever feel inner tension or like inner conflict about some some thoughts, I can do more, and at the same time something holding you back, I feel you, I understand you. Sometimes everybody feel like that. You in the right place. Today will be topic about that. So the name of this workshop is Prison of Certainty. I'm here not to teach you or like tell you what to do. I'm here to support you and give you some tools that can help you in your life to overcome your limitations. Why you should stay here with me like these couple minutes? Because I can share with you some experience that I have as a holistic doctor and transformational coach. I work with people more than a decade, but it's not so important because my teachers, the people who I learn from, they help hundreds of thousands of people. And I see it every day when I connect with some of my friends, my new friends from different countries, different ages and different life situations, life challenges, they all have the similar pattern. And the way how we can improve our life, it can be similar. Of course, everybody have their own way how to do so. And in this presentation, I will share with you some stories, real stories of the life, how they can shape our identity in this way. Because everything fine to look for uncertainty. Our fundamental need. According of teaching of my favorite Tanya Robbins, Six Human Needs, he talking about that certainty is very important. But the way how we are looking to fulfill this need, it will be a fundamental for our lifestyle, for our life fulfillment. So the question is what I want to ask you today, because I prepare for you some slides. It's not perfect presentation. My English not perfect, and I'm translating to different languages. These channel have like many different languages to. mm, to translate and to share this knowledge because everything on this channel it's about human potential through holistic way how to fulfill our life. And Tony Robbins telling a lot about certainty. It's a very important thing. And the way how we are choose, it's a choice, how we will train ourselves on everyday basis to fulfill our needs of certainty. It will shapes our life. Not only our life, some other people life who are around us. It depends how much energy we have and how much influence we have, especially for our kids. So most important thing, it's about you today. And if you will see some interesting things, uh, thumbs up, like, dislike, everything will support this channel to show up even more for people who need it, because this is how algorithm works, right? And I'm care more about if you will take anything that will helps you and serves you to get out of your comfort zone and start doing something that you avoiding, and you think about that like I told you before, some inner conflict that okay, I can do that, I'm ready to do more, and some part of you holding you back. Will be conversation about your opportunities, about your inner potential. So let's dive in. You will not just staring on talking head. Let's move on, and you can read things that I prepare for you today with my AI tool. This is what I feel. This is what I'm going through right now in my life, and this is what I see people with who I work with, my clients and my patients, and also other people who I see going through their challenges. Because we show up on everyday basis in social media, right? Maybe we scrolling, maybe we have some message. It's depends of our state and what we are looking for, our purpose. No matter what, every day we show up in some state. So you can ask yourself today, you're looking for certainty and it's completely normal. I am looking for certainty. Everybody in the on the earth, a human being looking for certainty. It's something that we need to do. But where is the balance? How to find the balance so certainty will not become a prison for us. It will not stop us from explore more. Maybe you stuck in the job that pay your bills, but you completely unhappy there. And you many times have a thought, I need to do something else. And many times, maybe you heard these stories, maybe it happens with you before. If you will not take actions, something will happen at your job, or you will be kicked out from there, or somebody will come and even squeeze you more. So, or you will step out and step up, or circumstances will push you to do so. So, in any situation, life always will, because of its like so many things involved, right? Different circumstances, different people, different situations. We're talking about right now, market changing, it's geopolitical things, war happens in different countries right now. I'm Ukrainian and war right now happens in my country and it happens in other countries I know and it was before. So war will never last forever, but the identity that people create during these days, this is what's most important. So we can say that it's a like right now it's a very stressful time for many people. But in this moment, right here, right now, somebody can stand up from losing money, losing health, losing family members, losing loved ones, from heartbreaking situation, going through divorce or betrayal, step up and start doing one more time, but with another approach, with another wisdom, with another energy, with another story. Somebody can say, I can handle it. Not just handle it, I will learn from it and I will become wiser, stronger, more loving, and less stick to certainty and be more open to other things. Because according to Tony Robbins, we have six human needs, and four of them, the basics one. And certainty, if we fulfill it in negative way, destructive way, it will affect all areas of life and our relationship will be affected. We will start holding love, not giving, but holding it, because this is how fear drives us at work, at the business, with finances, in our health. We stick to some habits that looks like they are safe for us when we stick to some kind of foods and just fulfilling our needs of taste because it's certain for us and not explore anything else to be able to make the difference. The same happens when we're talking about travel. A lot of people not be able to even travel because they stick to some place. I have some friends who never meet out of their state. I lived in New Mexico a few years, and I have some friend there who never lived leave a state. I mean, like they live for like maybe 100 miles, but not much. Never fly, never in new places, and it's not bad. It's not good, but what I heard they talk to me, they said, Yuri, you travel so much and your life story, it's like, I can't even handle it. Like you move so many times. And I tell her that it's not because I really wants to. Some my my traveling are because I want it, but some of them are just necessary to do because I see that things changes and I need to make my move first. When we're talking about economic situation, when it happens, when pandemic hits, I remember a lot of stories you have also. So right now, the biggest question for you, better ask yourself, use ChatGPT, Gemini, any kind of tool that will help you to make it yours. Sit with it because it's your life. It's an area of your life where you are feeling that looking for certainty already become a fear-based more. It's actually the covered fear because this is what can happens with us and why it happens. I will open up it a little bit, but the why it's important to ask yourself. So you will not just look in this workshop and many other workshops or podcasts like many times. Why I love coaching right now because I learned psychiatry and psychology back of the days when I work in clinic for stroke survivals. It was a lot of emotional studying about how to help people to change their identity and their story and help them to to start living again because when stroke hits it's very hard time for people who not be able to move their arm, leg, or like a half of the body. Recently, I have a conversation with my new friend at the pool. He shared with me story of his mom that because of diabetes, her both legs was just cut it because of the disease, and that moment was like just crucial for her identity. So her life almost ended in that days, and it was like it's it's a lot of different stories you have. I can share with you from my end, but today is the time when you can recall something that it becomes your time when you sit in which area of life you are so stick to some confident things that can be dangerous, and maybe you already start losing something that you love, that you really wants to have in your life, but because of approach it's just didn't last. Only because certainty shapes our communications with other people, our state, how we show up on everyday basis, level of energy, and it really can become of managing fear that most of the people live in this state like that. So the real story that happens just a few days ago, this is why I actually decided to create this workshop because it was like so real. This is my son, just turned 16 months old, and he is very active boy, and his curiosity like on the on the like a rocket, on the top of the space. He always exploring, and I see how other parents uh, caring their kids, how they treat them. When I go to the pool and I see other parents, what how they act. Nothing judgmental. But I have a question for the parent whose child in the 6 month and the 6 years old boy using the safety vest in the pool. And when they saw me, how I play with my son in the pool, I always care about him, safety first. We know that. But the way how kids explore in life, it's something very important for their identity. And I remember, like, it just happens yesterday. The parent saw how I treat my son, and she started talking to her kids, like, you should try this. And that 6 years old boy who was inspired by my son, he said, like, oh my gosh, he's so brave. He not scared to go to water. Like the pool has these steps. And he was so inspired, he take out his safety vest and he go to the pool without it, go a little bit deeper, and I saw in his eyes fear and at the same time excitement. I don't know, maybe he never did that before. His younger his younger brother actually 3 years old, and he looks much more braver than that 6 years old boy. So he's older brother. But this is a story that I want to share with you. It shows me how other adult people so scary and they stick to certainty that they don't even understand, they don't even realize how their life looks like and how they shape other people's lives, especially kids. So in the store, uh, I pick up these cars, right? And we usually go to pick up some groceries with my son. And I more than 6 months already on everyday basis, we do some kids gymnastics, like for toddlers. So we scrolling together, we are playing together. I lift him and give him like opportunity to be comfortable and learn the balance. So his brain will develop properly, neuroplasticity when we're talking about how he adapt in space. All of that nervous system regulation very important. So of course, I look at him and always make sure that he safe. At the same time, I not put too much of it. I not become like a helicopter parent, like some people know. It looks like. And one lady, she works in the store, and she screams, she yelled at me, "Be careful! You can't do that. Your child should sitting." And I look at her, and she was so like straight to me. And I look at her with a smile, and I say, "Thank you that you care about us." I look at him. I'm here. I'm his father. He and safe. He will like. I will never make anything that will harm him. But at the same time, I shared to her, I want him to feel balance, and it's not a challenge for him. You see, he's standing. Even when I move a little bit my car, he's feeling very stable. He be able to adapt his body. This is what I'm looking for. I'm always catching him if I see that movement becomes not stable. But every time when he pick up the moment and he catch him up, it's give for him a ability um, for create this certainty in space, inner certainty for him. But uh, but the lady continued teaching me. She was older than me, and she told me her story based on fear, based on her drama, that other kid that she was with in the same position, she falls and she hit herself, and it was very bad experience for her. So from that moment, she always care about safety first, and I'm respect her. I'm like say I'm sorry for your experience, but it's don't mean that it will happen with my son. And she, yeah, of course, but I want you to be careful and care about him. And this is, you know better than me if you have kids, or you saw some parents who have kids. The energy is different. When parent, mother or father or caregiver, they are certain, they are always there to pick up kids if it's needed, but at the same time give them opportunity to explore because this is their nature. They will always do so. The energy will even um, shapes kids' attitude, we can say, their feelings, like how they will act. Because if we will be too pushy, too controlling, our kids or even people around us, they will get even more scary because we have so much fear. And I didn't say that we don't need to be careful. We need to be careful, but at the same time, it can becomes very destroyful for us, for our energy level when we're talking about self-talk and stories that we're telling ourselves, and our people, our relationship with other people, especially our relationship with our kids. We will carry about them with fear, and it will create so much tension with them. So kids will feel pressure, and it will looks like a love, but it will be more fear-based, managing life and circumstances. So my question is for you: when last time you feel that this looking for like for certainty in situation based on your previous story, some drama, not in the present moment. You're not caring about what's happening right now, right here. You caring more about what happens before with you or other people, or you saw in the when you scroll or in the news, or you think like it can happen. You predict something based on the previous experience, and nothing bad about previous experience. A story that we're telling ourselves. This is a most important thing. And do we be able to be present in this moment and do our best in this moment, right here, right now? Learning from the past and at the same time not predicting the future exactly like it was in the past. Just do everything what we can do with inner certainty that we are guided, because for many people certainty can be based on the feelings of guidance of something bigger than they are. It can be universe, God, Mother Earth, some kind of guidance of life. We can be grounded and trust ourselves, and it can be driving force, because without it we will try to manage fear and becomes more controlling, more pushing, more hard, more squeezing. And everybody have experience like that, and you know what it leads to, what's consequences of it. So the biggest question for you right now, sit with it a little bit. uh Last time, or maybe you can recall something, or it happens maybe recently, like today or yesterday. Like in my case, it happens almost every day. I saw it in social media. I saw it on a regular basis when I contact with people. When is your present moment disconnected from you? So present happens, but you are not there because you too much in the past, and you predict in future based on fear, not based on inner certainty, inner trust. And the interesting thing that in many cases, looking for certainty can looks like care, can looks like love, and we use it can even use a language that will shape this approach. Be careful, it's too much risk, something bad happens. All of that, it's true because our mind always will be looking for something. It's created to protect us. But when we leave it um, to shape our life, to lead our life, it will give a mind opportunity to be a driving force. All of this language become a pattern. It means like it shapes our thoughts, our emotions, and our way of communication. Right now in the world, a lot of uncertainty, and it will always be like that, and it always was like that, especially for Ukrainians right now and people in Israel and in many other places where is huge crisis, where is war situation. Of course, everybody looking for certainty, and many can say, like, Yuri, are you from this planet? Like, where are you living right now? And I can share with you a few moments what happens with me in my life right now, but it's not about me. This workshop about the whole identity of people, of us, when we become the people like that. It means like our behavior shift more looking for certainty, and it shapes every area of our life, not in the good way. It looks like right now it's more protection. We need to wait a better moment. Now it's not right time. This is all something that needs to be said. But when it's become 100% of our thoughts and our emotions, what actions will be after that? Even people who will love, we will not be able to give them love. We will overprotect them, and it will become controlling. What kind of level of trust will be on this level of fear? Zero, maybe even minus. First of all, it was love and care, and after that, it became controlling. And there is nothing bad in looking for certainty. It becomes destructive and destroyful, like really breaks out people life apart when we always controlling everything. And everything, it means you know what I'm talking about. Every movement, every thought, because if you will ask yourself right now, my English didn't perfect, but you can read a question, right? What kind of behavior you have right now on everyday basis, in which area? Pick up different areas if, in your life, or kind of situation, because everybody has this level of tension in health, for example, and it's some behavior we have there. Like, for example, that lady of my new friend, his mom with diabetes. My grandfather was also die from circumstances of diabetes, not the diagnosis. It's a spark of sugar, right? But people stick to diagnosis, and it's destroy all beliefs. It shapes that this is the end. I need to live with the diagnosis all my life. This is one of the way why I switched from clinic uh, with allopathic approach to clinic with a homeopathic approach, with a holistic approach, I can say, because talking to the person with diabetes that we have this situation right now and we need to manage it. This is a one approach. Nothing bad about the emergency and hospitals and doctor who do things that need necessary, especially like in some horrible unpredictable situation, car crash or like a war right now happens, or a disaster or a fire, um, air shake. People get injuries and they needs to be healed. This is a different treat. This is different situation that I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about right now about the state that person gets to because of habits on everyday basis. And if they have this state right now, state of health, they be able to change something today that will shape their health tomorrow. This is what I love from, for example, the work of Bruce Lipton, who multiple decades he learned about how we can even shape our DNA on the level of like energy when we're talking about quantum biology, just with our thoughts, with our state, with our vibration, like our frequency level. The same we can find in many other practices, in the Wim Hof practices, in the Eckhart Tolle practices. Tony Robbins priming, it's perfect example how we can start our day and create the state that will help us. So back to that story with diabetes, if you will today understand that it's just a state, it don't mean that you need to, it's not a medical advice, but uh, some actions you can start taking today to be able to get out of the pills, to get able to get out of the pharmacy, to be able to normalize your sugar with your habits. This is the biggest question. And certainty, it's something that people stick to it. Certainty, okay, I trust more this approach, so I will stick to it. Or I so stick to my foods that I love, and I don't know how to get out of it. My emotions always take over, or something like that. This is something that coaches helps you to deal with. Uh, and you can sign up for any kind of support, but it's necessary to make things done. Why I'm talking, why I stop on this about like health? Because it's everything that we have. Emotional, mental, and physical health is the biggest asset in our life. So the question is that you can ask yourself right now, in which area of your life right now, certainty shaped by fear drives you. It means like every task you solve based on these certainty, fear-based solutions. And it's shape your life in finances, in a career, in your body, in your relationship, most importantly, because fear-based relationship, they still have love, but fear-driven love, it's not giving love, it's taking love with approach that more controlling and avoiding to build trust. It's more about who's right, which approaches will be proper, and not in become closer way, become more right way. And it is a different level of relationships. So why we so driven by this certainty level? Because our mind, because this is the what we ask ourselves always, even before we are becomes consciously thinking people, when our brain develops, when we're talking about neocortex, when we're talking about frontal lobe, before all of that smart thinking and wise thinking, when we build social connection, when we'll be able to explore and put dots together, recognize patterns, systems, we just absorb everything like a sponge when we was a kids. When we become adults, a lot of actions based on that fear. When we're talking about actions based on instincts, when we're talking about actions based on emotions. And our mind will always looking for certainty first. And we need to train our mind, our brain, how to get certain without destroying our life, our goals, our dreams, our purpose, our meaning, something that will fulfill us 100%, not just like settle for less, because a lot of people right now stay in this comfort zone. Nothing bad about that. Many times in my life when I lost everything, when I in the business, financial situation, relationship, going through divorce, or losing my loved ones, or when war starts, or when pandemic starts, it was always the moment when I start playing small. It means like caring about some things that I can be certain about. And longer I play like that, more emptiness inside me. And I know that you can reflect to it. You can relay some situations in your life about that. So ask yourself right now, when you're mostly mind driven than heart driven, because heart wants to explore, wants to grow, wants to give. This is something that necessary to fulfill. It's more spiritual needs that have we have all of us, because fundamental it's a certainty, uncertainty, significance, love, and connection. This is something that everybody needs uh, in the basis. And when we stick to certainty too much, it can block, 100% block our ability to grow and contribute. This is number five, and number six, our need. Without it, we not be able to fulfill our life. So when we right now look in our life, you can pick up any area. I'm inviting you to do so, and drop in the chat something that maybe you already recognize, in which way it's useful for you, these kind of questions, because you don't need to listen what I said or what I bring here in explanation. This deepest question, it's for you. What kind of pattern feels safe for you and you repeat it? So it's kind of actions on everyday basis that shapes you, and you do it on everyday basis just because it feels safe for you. But you doing so already many years, and because of that your life becomes very certain, but at the same time there is no variety there. You not be able to explore new things, you are block yourself from growth. And if you're not growing, you dying, like my teacher Tony Robbins said. It means like you not be able to give nothing, because you managing what something that you already have. This is what happens when we stay in the cave. Finding the cave, it's important thing. So it's when we're talking about certainty, but never leave that cave. This is something what many people do, especially when I see how parents treat their kids. Everything should be predictable and certain. And I feel you, I'm also parent, that it's a lot of things going on. We not be able to just give our kids explore everything. We need to be there with them, because it's still a lot of crime and kids stolen on everyday basis. I see some alerts and the social media on my phone. It happens everywhere. And it can shapes our identity forever, to just stay in the cave. You know what I mean? It's just a metaphor for our approach. So finding safe place, it's important, and organize your life in safe way. For example, finances, everything needs to be managed, right? when we're talking about a relationship. It should be deep, fundamental uh, similarity in values for relationship. This is how you can root this relationship very deep, like build the fundament of trust. So this is important things. But if we are seeking the way only fulfill it through certainty, it will never happen because growth happens when uncertainty present. Vulnerability, when we're talking about a relationship, you need to be vulnerable to grow your depth in relationships, to build your trust. This is what most people in relationship feel. They feel lost, disconnected. So many right now sad stories only because people so stick to this certainty and become controlling, not be able to give love because everything becomes so scary. And when we understand that our mind created to protect us, and we acknowledge it and we have gratitude for him, for our brain, for our mind, and for our body that it's developed like that. But at the same time, understand that it's a vehicle, understand that it's avatar, and I be able to choose in which way I will shape myself. Because first decade of our life, it was shaped by our parents, caregivers, family members, friends. We need to look back with understanding through our present behaviors, not just go back and like try to point fingers of on people who say me this, like when if your father was controlling and your mother was controlling. Oh, I found that. Understanding is something that we need to do, but it's not mastering your state. Like my teacher Tony Robbins said, between intellectual understanding and mastering, it's a gap, huge gap. It's called practicing with lasting changing method. It means like you're doing something different today. So what you can do different today, ask yourself this question. Because if you will stick to some safe, familiar things in different areas of your life that you are doing decades already, because it's so safe, it can block your growth in love, in your relationship, in your business, in your health, in your career, and will not be able to get out of selfishness. We become so selfish in this scary mode. Looks like we care about other, but actually it's a fear-based, face-to-face life on everyday basis. So this is something that important to understand, acknowledge, and make a decision. It will be maybe something that you will do different today. And I'm not only one who telling you this. You talk to yourself on everyday basis like that. It means like from time to time something inside you telling you why I should do the same things over and over again. I don't like the results. And at the same time you continue doing that because it's safe. So without blaming our past, without cursing, without how to say it, without criticizing, we always wants to do so. Today, for example, was a situation when I go to critic first, and after that I change my approach very quick. How I can be grateful for this situation, why I even have this situation right now in my life, what I can learn from it, and it's new things open up. So we talk about this a little bit. The question that you continue asking yourself, which in which area, look just closer, in which area of your life it's very important to acknowledge because this comfort zone it becomes like a cave, like a golden cave, like a prison for us. Like we build this castle without doors and windows because we feel safe there. But after that, we feel so lonely, from so disconnected from ourselves, from people. It's so dark, it's so cold inside, it's so uncomfortable. And we start seeking for help. But even light can't go inside because of these blocks that we build, these walls that we build. And every time in our life, some air shake happens so powerful that it can just destroy our castle and we lose everything. It means everything. Business completely, relationship completely, health completely, dreams, goals, everything disappears because of some air shakes happens like a war, like an economical crisis, like a divorce, like a like broken relationship with your kids, when you not be able to reach them because of this tension that was created, and we not be able to even start again. Did you saw these stories when people they was bankrupt, they rise again, they move to another place and they rebuild their life. They was kicked out from their work and they find another one. They was sick and get some injuries from car crash or some accident that happens. Maybe they was an athlete. Maybe it happens on the everyday basis, and they step up and they start everything from the beginning. This is how you build this resilience, that inner confidence that you be able to start again. You be able to get out of your comfort zone. Build some certainty, it's important, but it's everything that we have is destroying our life because we not be able even love ourselves and build connection with ourselves. So let's move on. A very interesting moment about kids. I'm not here to teaching you how to parent your kids. I have my own, and this is what I learned. You can check my YouTube channel or social media, and I post a lot how I learn from my son. Right now, I can recall a lot of moments from the childhood. For example, how my father or my mother treat me. But this is something that you uh, can relay your childhood, how it was when you was a kid and how right now you help your kids, because this is what will help them develop their nervous system, their level of inner certainty for themselves, how they can treat themselves and others, some inner stability, nervous system regulation. They will have a curiosity first, because this is how kids be able to learn and be brave, at the same time be wise. So in my understanding, looking for certainty and in wise way, it means understand that certainty it's a part. Uncertainty and flexibility, it's something that should be always together. It's something that coexists. It's when you be able to be free from fear. It don't mean that your fear will never be with you. It will always be. It's a part of our nature, looking for something that dangerous that we needs to avoid, that we needs to be able to manage. Some things we not wish to happen in our life, but we need to deal with them. and level of uncertainties that we be able to handle. It's something that Tony Robbins teaches will shape our life. It will shape quality of our life. So the question what I want to ask you right now, people around you, how they feel, your kids, your spouse, your friends, your family members, they feel that you support them and give them opportunity to grow, or you block them. You protect them from growth. Protect, it means like over control, uh, over blaming, over saying something that don't needs to be said. Because be careful, it's true, but when you use it much more than I believe in you, this is when shift happens. So you can count how many times you said, be careful, and how many times you said, I believe in you. And this is will explain to you a lot, especially when you're talking with your kids. And kids, they very uh, sensitive. So they always seeking for energy. They don't understand a lot of things, but they feel a lot of things. If you believe in them, if you believe in the person, it's even adults. We all have the same like need of support that I believe in you. This is what kids, first of all, looking for. An interesting thing that in that situation, in that store, when that lady jump on me and start talking to me, an interesting thing that she even start talking to my son. She said, uh, you need to be careful because you will fall many times. You will have a lot of, and she started explaining me her story, not to me, to my son. And I like, whoa, 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 thank you for your care. We work a lot about balance and everything, but God bless you. And she was, English was not her first language. And my language English my language also not language my first language also not English, and I saw her before in this store. It's a store close to our house. So from time to time, we can recognize people who in the same who was in the same environment. For example, she was also maybe a refugee, but she immigrant, and her kids and grandkids probably they already lived here in United States. But I can imagine what stories she telling them and how her energy shapes their relationship, because everybody have man, you male female no matter, everybody have these feelings. We have energies, we can say. We can be care, we can be loving and care and show our love in different way. In the males and females, we have both energies, females and males energies. The most important thing that when we're looking for certainty and it's fear based, both men's and women's, they becomes controlling, they becomes more di disconnected. They not be able to give you presence. They not be able to, we not be able to give each other presence when we in this kind of state. We start doing uh, irrational things. They are not logical only because our instincts and emotions step up. They just jump up, I can say. It's just the three actions. It's just fight, flight, or freeze. That's it. That's what we can do. So you know better than me. But what important? How right now people feels around you? What kind of energy you give, especially for your kids? You be able to be safe and grounded here and not reflect just from the future experience or other people experience. because sometimes it can resonate a lot, especially kids can remember and carry stories from the childhood as a curse. They not be able to step up for themselves. And I see it so many, especially in boys, in men population, that this over controlling from the parents, especially from the females, it shapes their identity, and they becomes more like cavemans. It means like they live in the cave. They addicted to some things and they never explore. They never open up their potential. It's not only for boys, it happens with girls also, because so much girls growing up without being able to even give love, because they know how to control very great. They know how to use other different tools to organize their life, how to take things using different approaches because they need to fulfill themselves. All of these needs fulfill it with fear-based certainty are destroying their life and our life, destroying for the long term. All of these stories in the when we talking about our relationship, when we're talking about health, when we're talking about our opportunities at work and business, in finances, always when we looking just for certainty and predictability, it will always harm us in future for the long term. And you have these stories. I don't need to remind you about that. But most important right now, please ask yourself, what kind of energy you're reflecting right here, right now? It's a safe grounded or it's something else? And I just pick up and put it these few pictures. They showing how we as a parents, for example, or people who have relationship with other people can show our presence, be in silence, give a hug, show support, just be together and help each other without controlling, but with exploring at the same time with the huge support. And sit with it maybe for a few seconds and just think about your life and feel about your life. What can you do today different? And I want to share with you a few slides more. Not too much time will take from you. Appreciate for your time right now if you stay here. Very important thing, why it's so crucial. Because right now you can reflect and relay many things in the past, how it shaped your life right now, your relationships, your business, the way how you act at work, career, your health, what kind of reactions what kind of identity you have from that type of identity that you had before this workshop. Because today you can start doing something differently. You choose it and you will start act and you will have different results. But it's so important to see how looking for certainty, it changes how we give love or receive love. Because if we have so much certainty, the way how we receive love, if it will have so many rules that nobody can reach us because it's so many different rules. If they love me, they should do this. If they love me, should do that. It happens in this exactly moment and in this specific way. And this is something that holding us from deep and really passionate love and relationships. It looks like we are in relationship, but at the same time we're looking for each other control and who will give first and what we will give to who. And a lot we pick up from our past relationships, parents, caregivers, family members. I know a lot of stories. And I have my own story in my relationships. It was few. Uh, eh, they all have a beautiful moments, but many of them have dramatic moments where it's ended with heartbreaking situation right now. I just face this stage of life when I become a single father, and I be able to handle all of this situation in this approach that I am right now doing, raising my business, raising my son, work to pay bills and support other people, showing up, recording these workshops for you. It's only because I have some memories from my childhood. An interesting thing that I have my older brother, and he have different story in life. And everybody's life, it's a warning or example, mostly. But everybody have both. You have, and I have warning and example. Which we have more. This is depends of our everyday basis actions, like how we are living our life. And a quick story about my father. I remember you can ask yourself the question that here, and I will just tell you a little story. The question is about what kind of certainty you will start to avoiding. So you will be able to let uncertainty be in your life. Not in crazy level. You don't need to jump from the cliff without parachute, right? Just like, okay, I need to check some uncertainty level. We not do not to be stupid, right? It's something that we are have still some certainty level, but at the same time, it's more uncertainty because it will be something new in career, something new in relationship, something new in your everyday habits to support your health. This is what necessary to make happens because this is a inner calling that all of us have to explore and grow. This is the opportunity to contribute because if we're not growing, we die and we not be able to give nothing. This is how nature works, looks around, everything going through these cycles. And we, in some part, also. So the quick story, you see this black and white picture, it's me and my father. It was the last picture that was making. He was killed, unfortunately, in when I was 12. It was post-Soviet Union country. It was like a lot of tension, stress, and uncertainty. And I want to share with you some story that happens before that, maybe 6 years before that this picture was made. When I was maybe 6 years old, we drive bikes in the with the other kids, with other boys. We have this long house. It was like multiple apartments home with the seven entries. It was like huge, nine flats, 9 levels, 9 floors. And it was a long road on the front of the building, and we drive these bicycles with supporting wheels. And I remember one day when he come from work, he sit on the bench and watch how I racing. I was so excited to look back how my father watched me. And of course, I wants to win, but in that day, I lose like straight 3 times or even more. I come to him crying like I want to win, and he look at me very supportive. And at the same time, I saw some challenge in his eyes. I don't remember exactly how he looked at me, but it was, I just have a feeling that he was very grounded and he said, "Are you really wants to? Are you really wants to do something for that? Like it will be something challenging." And I'm like, "Yes, of course." It was my dad front of me and it was me and I want to win, right? So he took the bike front of me, like front of my face. He not unscrew, he just broke that supporting wheels with the bare hands. It means like no go back, no way back, that's it. I need to learn how to drive on this bicycle. And I was shocked by his action. My mom's scream on him on that evening because like not because of the bike, because how I came home. I was like all in this scars, not scars, like it was bruises, it was different scratches, it was like blood from in some parts. And I was crying because I lose every race during few days. It was crazy. But every time when I remember these few days, he support me. He came back from the work. He sit on the bench and watch how I'm learning. And I'm crying a little bit, falling a lot. But one day I find the balance and I start finishing first, winning the race, one after another, after another. And it was amazing time. And after a few weeks, other boys asked their fathers to unscrew, to screw out that wheels. But first day when my father broke them, they laugh at me. Like, look what your father did to your bike. How you will drive like that? And everybody laughing. And I saw that it was tough. It was tough. But this was father love with presence. And I remember it was many different stories, but I remember this one very clear because Tony Robbins on one of the events shared about similar story about father love. And why I'm telling you this right now? Because interesting thing that that story shapes my approach to facing fearful and uncertain situation, especially when he was killed. It's another story. I don't want to go there. But what most important for me that my brother have the same challenges from my father. So our father grew up without his father after Second World War. His father dramatically passed away when my father was 3. So he grew up with a stepdad, amazing man. I remember him as a granddad. But this was tough for him childhood. And our father was loving, a lot of energy. He was very wise, smart. He was working as an engineer, and at the same time had a sport background. He was a boxer. It was necessary for him to survive. It's actually one of the moments that my mom shared with me. Like my father protect her. One evening she told me like they was walking from the theater. It was a dark night, and 3 guys just show up from nowhere and start attacking them. And 3 seconds, my mom said, 3 seconds, and she closed her eyes, opened it, and all of them just was in different positions, just like on the ground. And my father just took her and they continued. She don't even understand what's happened. So it was his way of adaptation, and it shapes his identity. He was very tough father and at the same time loving father. For me, he is a perfect coach and trainer and mentor. For my brother, he became a monster. He was very abusive, and all of that stories he telling about our father to other people. I'm telling different stories. We we have the same father, but the different story. And this is a very important thing because right now, some things maybe you can also, maybe they relate to you, to your childhood, to how you treat your kids right now. Because in some moments, of course, we need to give them challenges, but at the same time, with love, with care, without like just seeking for control and significance when we want to be right, because in some cases it looks like that. But when you go deeper and understand why things happens, especially in some specific approach, you can see more. So the biggest question right now for you, how you interpret right now your reaction and your action about something that you are have a habits to do on everyday basis, and what you can do different right now, adding a little bit of uncertainty, and it will help you to grow. This is the biggest question. Something that you will start with uncertainty first. And another quick story, because my teacher, Tony Robbins, regularly said that the level of quality of your life will be proportion of amount of uncertainties that you be able to live in comfort. And this is how I understand it, that your life will expand with your capacity of uncertainty. This is a very important thing because we can build a lot of walls, and after that we feel stuck there, even lost. Uh, a lot of areas in our life, they need to be open through growth, and uncertainty, it's a part of it. In relationships, if you wanna build lasting relationship with depth and with passion, uncertainty is something that necessary. This is what this is why my current relationship didn't work out, because of that kind of behavior in relationship. And without no judgment, I understand that everybody choose their own way. But if in relationship there is no opportunity to explore, to grow, and to contribute with love, it's impossible to build lasting relationship. They will always end up with a conflict or with draining out level, when everything will be predictable and just like business type of relationship. You give me, I give you. It's a level of love by teaching of Tony Robbins, when it's like a trading love. I'm explaining it more on other workshops on my YouTube, and I create the whole program about relationship. This was one of the way why I wants to contribute to our relationships, involve my partner to learn and grow together in the way of like, okay, helps me to improve my course, Art of Relationships together. And this is was my expectation, that how we'll be able to understand and be present with each other more. But we understand also that relationship, it's a tango. It's like both decide what they want to do, and when we stick to certainty, with control, with behavior that was not even ours. We pick up it from our childhood. And if it's not be able, if we not be able to work through it and make it different, it can create the life that we don't want to, but it happens only because we stick to certainty too much in the destructive way through control, for example. But this slide, I want to live with positive and empowering thoughts. if you will ask yourself how your life will be looks like if you will give more room for you for growth, for explore, and just less control things. How your life will looks like in your business, in your career, what new things you'll be able to try and learn, how your relationship will looks like with your partner, with your kids, with your parents if you have your parents alive right now, and what will happen with your finances and with your health. Because a lot of people stick, for example, one of the person who I talk, just making money because it's everything that he care about. Yes, he have responsibilities, and they didn't have a money when he was kid. But he exhausted, he overweight. He told me that he's like he not be able to do things that he loves to do, only because he stick to certainty on his job and just making money. It's important things to do, but if it becomes everything in life, this is shapes our life not in fulfilling way. So this is the biggest question what I wanna ask you today, what your life will be like if you will add more certainty and less significance and less certainty. And the picture of me and my mom here, you can see it's also last picture that we make together. Suddenly, she passed away from heart attack as a refugee in Denmark. And today, when I record this workshop, it's the Mother's Day, and everybody celebrate it. And I'm also recording this workshop. And my mom was very loving human being. And you know what? Interesting thing that she also have a need for certainty, but her level of love was so big that even when she uh, give me some controlling some controlling spot in my life, you will do this or that. I recognize it. I can see it with love. Every her call when she asked me how I'm doing and she give me some advices what to do, uh, I shape it a different way. She was so loving and caring, and interesting thing that her relationship with my older brother completely different than my relationship with her. And this is what I know from other people that they told me about how my mom react when I'm calling and how my mom reacting when my older brother calling. It's just because of different stories that we tell in ourselves from the childhood and who we are as the kids to our parents. And one story I want to share with you that really saved my life. I remember when I flew to Denmark, organized funeral, I share all of this, also this story because it's very important for me. And I'm in that moment when my mom made this decision, it was for me, it was devastating. For me, it was like betrayal because I was 15 years old, teenager who exploring life and try to find myself. And you know that my father was killed when I was 12. It was a lot of uncertainty and adaptation on the level of like nervous system and figure out, okay, who I am, what I want to do. And very fortunate for me was that I stick to science, medicine, religion, philosophy to be able to find the answers. Also to sculpture, to run from the reality to my world and sculpting things. And I spend a lot of time in the sports, in the medical school, and in not in the time in that moment, not in medical school, in art school. I have my first after my school, middle school graduation, I have a art school graduation before I go to medical school. So I was 15 years old and my mom remarried. For me, it was also like heartbroken. My mom gave me so much love after my father was killed, and right now she leaves me. She go to another man. This is how I understand that days. But the most important thing that she decided that it will be much safer for me to leave the school, not finish the all classes, and just jump to medical school. It was opportunity to transfer. It's also exams needs to be passed, and the thing is that school was another part of the city, and it was three different transports I need to use. I need to use bus, underground train, and another bus. It was like almost 2 hours. We lived in capital. It's a big city, Kiev in Ukraine. And she didn't tell me where we going in that day. And when we arrived to that place, she picked up some books and she told me, "This is you will study right now. From this moment, you will not go back to school." And now I am so grateful for that. And all a few decades, I told her that I'm so grateful because some of my friends from that school they didn't make it. They not alive anymore because it was a lot of crime, a lot of bandits, mafia, a lot of alcohol addictions, drug addictions, a lot of things. So many of them in the prison. Some of them even contact me through the Facebook. Some of them end up as alcoholics, as drug addicted people. Some people was drunk and just I know the story that they die in the car accident or was killed or it's so many stories. And I telling my mom, thank you that you make the decision that days. Our relationship was very uh, very dry in the days. I remember that I even avoid to call her because for me it was like how my mom even did that to me. But after a few years, I realized who I become through these challenges, driving back and forth at school every day, medical school every day, graduated, go to medical university. She provide me all source that I needed. She very hardworking person. At the same time, she very loving person. So if she not make that decision, that was tough to her. It was a lot of uncertainty, and she just make the decision based of love. And she thinking about something that will be better for me for the long term, but at the same time very challenging. And she didn't ask me, "Do I be able to make it?" She just knew that I will be able to make it, and she always told me that you will make it. I will support you. I will be here. And even when I choose to switch my doctor work in hospital to become a holistic doctor and start my own business, my own practice with complete uncertainty in that days. She supports me. And this is what I think, this is what I want to tell to all parents. And you can, if you have your parents alive, please give them a hug, give them a call, message, no matter what's happened, what's going on. Uh, our parents, our moms and dads, they always want best for us. The way they approach sometimes can based on fear, like right now you understand. And at the same time, they have a love to us. And we as the parents or as the people who are have a relationship with other people, we can find the balance between certainty and uncertainty to be able to grow and at the same time not do unwise things, stupid things. When uncertainty becomes our driving force, when we go and travel around the globe and forget about everything, it's also can be too much. For some people do these travels But no matter how long you will travel around the globe, you always will thinking about grounded place. It means when you can create the family. Not for everybody, it will reflect in the same. I understand it because I'm not, one more time, I'm not here to teach you or coach you to do something. I'm here to support you and just give you some mm, reflection and some questions that you can sit with and you can imagine your life that it can be beautiful for you, fulfilling, how your life can looks like if you will add more uncertainty, growth, and contribution, becomes more empathic, becomes more, selfless, because you will be so grounded and connected with yourself, and you will grow so fast that you will create a lot to give others automatically. How your life will looks like if you will try new things, explore new areas, and at the same time be connected. This is the main question. And to continue this moment flow, I want to invite you to just reflect with Ultimate Reset Guide today. It means you will use 5 life force tools that I create this Ultimate Reset Guide. It's free, but it's have a 5 life force tools. It's about emotions, about our mindset, it's about our level of energy in the body, longevity, vitality. It's about our relationship, and it's about our leadership skills. It's about our mindset in the vision, about our purpose in life. Something like simple things that you can use on everyday basis, and it can help you rebuild your own fundament. And from that moment, you can continue growing. If you need more, you can join me in my free community. It's a community powered by Alex Garmosi called School, and we can hang out there in the classroom. A lot of different tools you can explore with workshops and the workbooks, and also trackers that you can use on everyday basis that can help you to lift your life on the new level. This is everything about. And thank you for your time and that you was here with me. Drop please any reflection, any comment, any question. Find me in the social media. Let's keep in touch and support each other, and support this channel also with subscription, with like, and share this information or maybe part of this information to people who you care about. And I wish you all the best, wish you life to be fulfilled, and give yourself a room for uncertainty, because quality of your life will be reflecting the level of uncertainty that you can live with uh, confidence, live with comfort, I can say. But this is what I pick up from my teacher, Tony Robbins, that this is how I live in on everyday basis. And it gives me both opportunity to be certain and at the same time exploring and get out of the comfort zone every day in different areas of life. Rebuild, continue learning, growing, and contributing. Thank you very much, and see you on the next episode. It will be very, very soon.